Good morning, it is Monday, February 9th, 11:22 a.m. Brisbane time. We're going to do our trading. I had some alerts on here. Bearish confirmed. Well, that was... Yeah, look at all those blue candles pushing it up. Okay, so we don't need that trade. I mean, we'll just leave it there, because let's clear that up and set up for the week. Japan got a new prime minister. Everybody loves it, so they bought their stocks and then they're like, oh no, not that many stocks, I changed my mind. Wait, when did Tokyo open? This is Australia. On Tokyo open. That's like pre-trading, man. So that's the Aussie Open. And there was a gap up for the Tokyo Open. Oh, I guess people can trade Japanese stocks in the Aussie market. US Nasdaq, whatever it is, went up. Top 30. Not the Nasdaq. What is it? I don't know. Big right shoulder. Requires a real breaker structure to be legit. Ah, so we're doing this as a... Okay, it's just nothing now. Let's find some trades. That could be a trade. Shoulder, head. There's no other shoulder. I mean, you could call that a shoulder, but then it's already... And you could call that a shoulder then. Super skinny shoulder, head, super skinny shoulder, but it's already gone to profit. The only way we could have caught that... We don't even have to go all the way up, we can just go to that wick. Yeah, would have got to take profit there. And that was 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 1 a.m. So you'd have to be super into it. And there's a retracement, so you could get it there. And then there's the entry candle, so you'd have to be in to get the trade. You have to be in there. Probably put a stop loss there and take profit up here. Would have been a 1-to-1 at best. No good for us. Nasdaq also did a head and shoulders. Turkey just keeps on shooting up forever. This one I thought was a head and shoulder. No, shoulder, head, shoulder. And then just like that, we're going the other way, my bro. That's just a, what do you call, non-legit one. US 20-year bonds. German bonds. So this is like a whole shoulder, 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 head, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. So you could, I mean, look, there's this one, there's that one, that one. Looks like the most legit. We haven't had a retrace. Expected. It's probably going to get all the way back up to there, halfway. But, and there's our entry candle here, so we could take a trade now. It's having a bit of a break. Stop loss there. 50% there, so that's a good 3-to-1. Let's have a look. We're in the Asian sessions. It's going to be ages before it moves anywhere. That was this morning though, so it's had a big candle this morning. Let's talk to the old AI. That's live. I'm thinking about taking a... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna literally upgrade it. I probably should... I think it self-upgrades anyway. It came out with a new model like on Friday. Okay, has no... I get that. That's not how you run it. Okay, forget it. Just go home, Claude. Please check the news for sentiment blocking and upcoming. for a 1 hour IHS German bond trade. As German bond or German? Oh, that's German stock. Sorry. German stock market index. So he will check that. No news coming up. Upcoming 3-star American news. Anything good in here? This is the start of the blocking, checking the blocking. So bearish, medium confidence. But there's 2 bullish or 2 bearish. So sentiments against us. No events. What about 3 start? I meant 3 star. It's always good to check the news for the week. Let's write this down and cross out Euro Pound DE30. So we're looking at DE30. Okay, so we've got Feb 10, 11:30 p.m. core retail sale. Non-farm payrolls, of course, that's Wednesday. Okay, so nothing tonight, so we're pretty free to trade. Okay, so German index looking good. There's a 4-hour neckline, and here is a 1-hour neckline, and we got a bearish divergence, and what is that word? Quasimodo entry. Let's see where we expect it to go. I won't do the wick. May I do the wick? Naughty me. I think it'll at least go to that one. So this looks like a good US Canada. And that's a weekly neckline, a weekly trend line blocking any more further upness. See, look at hitting it. So that's looking positive. Let's aim for there. Give us a 2.68 and get a little bit less. This is our neckline. That's the 4-hour neckline. So that looks good. US CAD. So I'm tempted to just go in. What do we give that as a trade? And it's coming out of a daily zone. So the trouble is that this daily zone may bounce us out, or it might just shoot down the bottom. There's another weekly neckline there. So that's, I'm going to, this is like an 8 out of 10. We'll come back to it. US CAD. And this trade obviously didn't work. There was no continuation head and shoulders. It just stuck there underneath. It went up past this neckline, this weekly trend line, and now it's just stuck there. And there's another weekly trend line. Has no momentum, no trade. I mean, that's a trade. Short shoulder or short shoulder there. Let's draw it in and see what it looks like. That would have to be the neckline. So this is the same as that one. This is US 5-year note. We could get to that inefficient candle probably. I don't like this that much. And stop loss would have to be above him a bit. Now I'll put him in. US 5 years. US 5T. Deutsch has that sentiment against us. I'll note that. Let me check the US CAD. I forgot to ask the AI about it. That is a South H and it was just shorting it. What about a H and S for USD CAD? And then the other one we're looking at is 5-year note, which I have lost already. We didn't come all the way down here. Wait, that's Germany. We looked at US CAD, Euro US. There we go. USB 0.5. Can I just copy the US 5-year chart? Okay, let's have a look. Let's take one thing at a time. Okay, US CAD, no events today. Sentiment is neutral. I just write in here, sentiment neutral. And no black up here, so the green window stands all day. So the next one is retail sales, which is 11 p.m. tonight. I'll just put here 11:30 p.m. US retail. Coming up news. Okay, what about US 5-year Treasury, which is going south. HNS. I mean, it should already know the news for the currency, right? Because it's already checking US news. What do we think about this? It's a very skinny shoulder, so I'm going to give it like 4 out of 10. I mean, you could say also that's already had its break and retest, so all we need next to the is an arrow candle. So I'll just put a bearish confirmed once per bar. 4 out of 10. And then what are we writing for the news? No, sentiment is bullish. So sentiment is against us. It says high confidence. So US consumer sentiment is 57. I just want to double check, does that sentiment bullish or sentiment means bearish for bond prices? Well, you could have just told me that up there. So bullish it actually supports. Okay. Sentiment is strong on our side. So maybe it's a 6 out of 10. But we need that entry candle before we can do anything. Okay, so we're going to change it to 6 out of 10. And we've got sentiment down. Let's carry on with our life. Euro DKK. I don't know what's going on there. I think that was a nice trade. That was a terrible trade. But here you see, you got a big head and shoulders, and you got a little tiny head and shoulders. It's like not sure what it wants to do. Pound US, here we've got an inverted head and shoulders. Can we reach that? Yes, we can. Just draw it in. So back up to here, probably can reach there. It's got a nice candle already, but we need a break and retest. Or we can go in, it's slightly Quasimodo, but I wouldn't want to. There's also strong unequal resistance here coming again on the proper neckline. So we'll just do a break, and we're on either weekly neckline right there, right where we are, but that's kind of pushing it up, so that's kind of good. Maybe that's a good one. Okay, it says pound US. So many options today. Okay, let's give it a break and close, crossing up and close. Break and close, and we've got to ask AI about it. Pound US, British pound USD, 1 hour IHS. IHS is inverted head and shoulders. Okay, so pound US, I'm gonna write it in here. Could be Quasimodo, but Great British Pound USD. What do we give it for size? It's in a general downtrend, so it'd have to be kind of a reversal. See, this is a downtrend, and it didn't make it anywhere, and then got stopped down. It's not Quasimodo. It's the opposite. Oh, it's Quasimodo because it's got a okay lower, lower, low, lower, low, higher, low, lower, low. Lower, high, lower, low, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. So it is maybe reversing, but it's not very strong. So I'm gonna give it 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, and not a strong reversal. What else we got? It's got bullish though, so I give it 6 because it's got bullish divergence. Bull. We've got an alert set anyway, so we'll see how we go. Euro Japan. That would have gone just. Now there's nothing to do. US China. That's like not the opposite of what we want. Okay, nothing. I'll just go fast so we can just see. I mean, that's a head and shoulders, but it's going the wrong way. And is that a shoulder, or is it a breaking up above the neckline? So I'm just going to ignore it. Euro pound, that was an M that went perfectly. Look at that, that M was good. And now we've got a W to go back the other way, but we've already missed the entry. But it's not gonna, it's unlikely to go higher. I mean, let's just do it anyway, why not? We'll just draw it in. See. A little bit down. 1 to 1. And then do we want to, I'll just put it in there to show off. We'll see how it goes though. That's Euro pound W. And we're already too late to entry. I'll just write in there, too late to enter. It's got that bearish divergence as well, so. Too late to enter a W trade. Probably I should full screen. Wow. Okay, next one. Full screen's awesome. Just a pseudo shoop up. That's Japan. Gold, head and shoulders and gold. But we missed it. Looks pretty good though. Gets an inverted head and shoulders. It's probably as high as it's gonna go, so we've missed it. And that was like, even if you did a Quasimodo, it'd be like 6 PM entry. I guess we could have done that, but not a top trade. Euro Hong Kong, which seems to mirror gold quite a lot, so that trade would have failed. You know, because it's a steep downtrend, and it was like, takes a lot for it to reverse, and it has not reversed, and now it's just gone in a straight line and doesn't really have a direction. It's probably going to go back up again. There's a 4-hour neckline, which we expected to go up there, but it has not gone up yet. And now we've got a head and shoulders here with bearish divergence. And if we take the wick, it's already pretty much there, so missed out on that at 11 PM last night with no retracement. And look at that whipsaw candle. Oh, that was the 8 AM, what do you call spread hour. Euro 50. Bum bum. There we go. Ignore my weird sounds. I'm listening to music in my headphones. What? That's not what I want. Already gone, but we're too late for it. Why do I even mark it in? Just for fun. Oh, here we go. Head and shoulders reversal. Neckline. And could it get up to there? Probably not. It's probably going to get to previous highs, so and just get rid of the wick for fun. Yeah, so it's already pretty much there. This will happen on Friday night, eh? So maybe I was thinking I could literally just trade on Friday night. It's 4 p.m. midnight. That's Canadian gold. Because so many trades happen on Friday night that everyone doesn't like it because of the. But you can get stopped out. But Awanda has that was quite a good one. I don't know why that failed. If you put that as the shoulder, did it reach? And it still didn't reach anywhere near. So the one that worked is having the shoulder here and having that crappy shoulder there, and then it go, oh yeah, it reached target there, done. But by the time you get in, you'd have to be over here. Let's just delete. It looked quite good, that one. Now we've got a run up, and we've got an inverted head and shoulders, like a continuation. Unlikely to go, but I just like to mark these in for good practice. And it's got bullish divergence. We've already gone. I can't get in now. Continuation. Too late to enter. Too late. Huh. And if we were going to do it, that would be that candle there would be our entry. Could we get any lower than that? We could, and it'd be up to. I'd probably just go up to like there. I bet it will go. Aussie US. I thought this was a big shoulder, and I ignored. Yeah, ignore that shoulder. Head, shoulder, or is that the shoulder? Continuation. It's got to be bouncing back up. And now we're okay. Let's just remove the continuation one so we can tidy up our chart a bit. There's no shoulder on this side. Shoulder here, head. I mean, if we're gonna do it, I could do it there, but we're already too late. Not a good trade. Wouldn't have quite made it look. Would have pointed up to here, no problem, to that candle. So too late for that one. EuroCAD. We've got a little bit of a down. Hong Kong. A good run down. Not really a reversal, just a stall. This was a head and shoulders, but it was going against the trend. And I'm glad I didn't enter because we had news as well. So what have we got down? We've got a run up, but we don't have a head and shoulders to go down again. So it's just nothing. That was supposed to be a head and shoulder. Look, it went down. Actually made it, that one. Cancel. And then is this a reverse head and shoulders going back up? That's just another Friday night trade, look, see? Probably not going to go up there. I'll just get rid of the wick. It's already gone up to there, basically, so if we were going to enter, we would use, that's a break and close, and then to your retest, you'd have to go in way up here, retest and entry. And could you get up to that, I guess? And we would have made it, yay! 1.38. That's there. That's gold. And when was this? This was 9 p.m. That was a midnight entry. I think there's so many trades on Friday night for anything to do with US. It's the same thing here. Why am I just drawing it in again? Deja vu, gold and US dollar. Why are gold and US dollars so tied together? Well, that one might not have made it. I would have made it, yeah. US 10-year note. There's a kind of a funky head and shoulder. I mean, let's move it to 15 minutes and see if it's any prettier. That could be a shoulder. And that could be a shoulder. Break, retest, entry. I'm too late now though. That's a tiny entry. I would never have taken that in real life. And give it a giant stop loss. Try not to be too greedy. Maybe we'll enter that later. Let's just put a... I mean, actually, is it enough candles? There's got to be less than 120 candles between there and there. 88, we're fine. Okay. Let's put a candle signal alert in. If you get a bearish confirmed, once per bar. If you get a good deal, short. Using your prior knowledge from the other bond, how does the 10-year bond look? I said using your prior knowledge, not check everything. Are we short on the 5T? I didn't even write it. Centimeter down. Bond bullish. Supports head and shoulders short. Okay, so US 10 as well. So we can look at both of them. US 10T. I'm going to give this 4 out of 10 because I'm looking on the 15 minute. And I don't like bonds on 15 minute. Three big entry candles. So this one I liked, pound Hong Kong, but I didn't enter because of that news. I wonder what happened on that news. 3-star news, employment. Was the result of the employment news from last Friday night? Was it Friday night? Or Wednesday night? Last Wednesday of the USA. Okay, this is pound Hong Kong. That was a failed trade. I like this trade, although it had a downsloping net line. I had these three big entries going boom, 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 push, 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 and you got up to here. Oh, there was a resistance line which it rejected off. Okay, so fine. And now what have we got? We got this, and to run down. So we'll put an alert on that. If it breaks and closes, crossing up and closing. You could call that a Quasimodo entry as well and go in here, but That would be a really good win if you win it. Where's the target going to be? Straight back up to the top. Look, I mean, let's just go for, there's that weak line up there, we could literally go for that. Let's go a little bit down to not be greedy. That's a 5.4 to 1. Considering it. Pound Hong Kong. Okay, so going back to the 10-year Treasury note, and I wanted to know what happened to that US 3-star employment. Non-farm variable actual 22, forecast 46. That's like half of what it's forecast. Bro. Less than half expected job gains. More claims than expected. So half people in America, there were supposed to be 46 new jobs, 46,000 jobs created, but only 22,000 were created. There's supposed to be 212 people getting unemployment, but now there's 231, and it's previous to 209, so it's increasing. So that's a lot of bearish for US. Challenger job cuts, massive spike in layoffs. Went from negative 8.3 to 117. Everyone losing their job to AI, and that's why I'm here. Next question is, how would you expect that to have affected Great British Pound, Hong Kong dollar? Maybe it has some insight about how US news affects pound and Hong Kong that we don't have. Yeah. The Hong Kong is pegged to US proportionally to maintain the pay. Pound Hong Kong would rise, but it didn't. It fell. So weird. Okay. That's that done. So, okay. How do you feel about a IHS Pound Hong Kong trade right now? I shouldn't ask it how do you feel, because that's a indirect question. Envisioning. It's got bullish divergence, so let's just write it in. Great British Pound, Hong Kong dollar. So it's inverted head and shoulders, bullish divergence, sentiment shows bullish pound but low confidence. Figuring last week's US unemployment data which affected Hong Kong. So a little bit bullish. Sentiment gets a little bit bullish. Upcoming 3-star events, retail sales, we've got that one. So it's tonight. Oh, tomorrow night, bro. We've got nothing on Monday. That's awesome. So we can just trade freely. I can write that Tuesday night because it's not tonight. So that's a good one. I'm going to give that 6 out of 10. I don't know, 7 out of 10. We'll put in a signal for bearish, bullish confirmed. Bullish confirmed and any bar. Okay, how far down are we listed on the list? Not even halfway yet. Wow, better hurry up. There we go. That's down inverted head and shoulders and up again, so it's not really that, it's a small, like if you get rid of that, it's a good move because it's like a down, shoulder, head, shoulder, back up again. Another 5 p.m., another Friday night trade. But we want Zhao. I'm just going to ignore this as gold. Ah, it's all gold. That's what all the gold look the same. Don't feel safe entering. Only 1-to-1. Glad I didn't enter that. Okay, so I mean that's a head and shoulders kind of. It's a very down neckline. It would be. It's a very steep neckline. I don't like it. And it's probably already there. Look. I won't even do that wick. So it's probably going to get to the bottom, and it's basically already at the bottom, so forget it. This is Singapore dollar gold. Same thing, it's got an up one there, but we didn't inverted head and shoulders, we didn't do it. Get rid of that neckline. So this could be a 15-minute up. Euro Aussie. Let's just set a crossing up and closing. We haven't done the actual entry like any other information yet. I guess we should pre-prep it as much as we can. Huh? If we're going right now, we better put our stop loss way down here. And target will be that close there. These are weekly trend lines in the middle, so watch out for weekly trend lines. Don't like it. Euro Aussie, at least the LLM is remembering it. Neutral. Okay. So we're not going to do anything with Euro Aussie right now. It's good that it's bouncing off a value zone, but it's bad that there's weekly trend lines like right there. That is maybe a head and shoulders. We don't really have a. We don't have the other shoulder yet. We'll just put an alert if it's crossing in any way. Once per bar. It's not even anything. And Aussie Japanese, same thing. This is 1 hour. So Aussie Japanese could be. I'll check on it later. Hey, you check it on the afternoon. Could be an M. We'll just put a price note here. Add alert if it gets there. M forming. There's no point in annotating it yet. Aussie Hong Kong, could that be a 15-minute? Bouncing off the top of a value zone, that's nice. So we'll just put an alert in here for a bearish confirmed once apart. We don't need to. We need it to go today. Can we just put today? What's the date today? February 9th. Let's put February 10th tomorrow. So like let it be open for 1 day. Aussie Hong Kong. We are on. So I guess we should write Aussie Hong Kong's coming up. We haven't checked it yet. Aussie NZ. Chief Hong Kong. Just all flat. Head and shoulders happened already. This could be a 15-minute on New Zealand, US. Crossing down and closing. Once per bar close. It actually needs to go up again, really. It's already going to close below. I'll just change it to here. So there's nothing. And I'll write on there 15-minute. So it's Kiwi US. All these other bars from a long time ago, let's just get rid of them so we don't confuse us. So that one went. Apparently that's a strong line, but it's from... Okay, Aussie 200. Oh, look at that. That would have been good. Aussie stock market's just like so indecisive. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe I'll get the next down. I'm glad it's going up though, because I'm invested in this. Yeah, it already went. So pound Singapore. Look at that one, man. Giant head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder, giant head, shoulder. New shoulder. And then just boom, retrace, bam, to the end of time. And now a little tiny head and shoulder. Look at the 15-minute head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. I just moved this giant trade out of the way. Yeah, you want to be happy. Let's do a 15-minute on this. And it's going to be if it's crossing down and closing, per bar close, create. So that is a nice little reversal. It's probably going to get back to where it was down here. Stop loss has to be here, and then good target there. Okay, for now we'll put another alert in for a candle. Bearish candle, bearish confirmed, once per bar. Okay, back to 1 hour. CAD Singapore. Swiss gold. It's the same as all the other gold. They all just do the same. Singapore gold. Singapore, Japan. That one probably would have went to 50% of that candle, so it would have been okay. But there's no real entry. Or the 15-minute or anyway. How does it look on the 15-minute now? See, these Asian ones I can actually trade in the day because they actually have movement. But this is too much whipsawing. So like, does that mean that level was rejected? I'm just going to draw it in for no reason. So you probably went there. We do halfway down that candle. In fact, we'll do up to there to be even less greedy. And we have to be from the bottom of that candle. So if that candle finishes, we could go in on that. But we also need to check the news. I'm going to put an alert in. Bearish confirmed. Once per bar, create. And I will Singapore dollar, Japanese dollar, Japanese yen, 15-min HNS. I like how it can infer what I'm saying. Oh, I've run out of coffee. So Singapore dollar has no data. What? Clear. Japanese is bearish, so that means we're good. Recommendation caution. Why? So no Singapore dollar events. Okay. Why is it saying caution? Sentiment is against you. Because Japanese, weak Japanese, bullish for Singapore Japanese. Is that how it is? Okay, whatever. So I'll put sentiment against us. I quite like that one though. And then this giant rejection pin bar. Oh, that is a strong level of boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's write strong on it. Yeah, so if we zoom in, it'll say strong. So yeah, that is... Okay, I'll give that a 4 out of 10 because of the level. Singapore dollar, Japanese yen, head and shoulders, sentiment is against, against, and 4 out of 10. And the other bad is this support line. Okay, so we're not looking at that. It's like not a good trade. Japanese. Wow, I should have reversed that, eh? Already gone down, maybe just up. Yeah, too late. That's New Zealand gold. Maybe New Zealand gold moves in the day. Nah, it doesn't. Pound CAD. That could be a head and shoulder, shoulder, head, double head, shoulder. So maybe it will break that trend line. It'd have to be a pretty good break. It crosses up and a bar close. And we'll just add the note. Need to see giant break of structure. I'll annotate it anyway. I won't even use that. I'll use that support line. Look. And then it can probably get back up to that line, which is a 15-minute. What did I just delete? Oh, just that. That's okay. So probably can get all the way up the top there. A little bit short for no greediness. So pound chiff looks okay. Pound chiff 1 hour IHS. I've got no beer and I've got no coffee. So sad. I'm just gonna get a water. I'll pause the video. Okay, I'm back with water. What have we got? Mexican peso. Okay, that's a shoulder, but maybe we'll take that as a shoulder. It's kind of more even. And that can be part of the head. And this is the shoulder. And what's our target? We're already halfway there though, if we do have a target. Ignoring the wick. That's basically down to there. It's way past. If we were going to enter, but there's no real entry either. Probably the best we can do is down to there. Nothing to do really in real life. Pound Aussie. Good old Aussie. I should make an Asian watch list. I'll do that off camera. Let's do that one. Already gone back to profit straight away. Pound bonds. It's kind of, because the candles are so funky, it's hard to see if that, I mean, is that a shoulder? Shoulder, head, shoulder? Probably not. I like this way of doing it though, of annotating everything just in case and then seeing later if it worked or not. Although it can be discouraging if I annotate stupid stuff like this, because there's no room for that to get to profit, so it's going to be, what, there at best. And I doubt it'll go, so I'm not even going to touch it. I should put a note here. Too much downtrend. Too much downtrend, not touching. Didn't even check the news either though. Singapore Chief, New Zealand, Japan. That one was perfect, man. I like that one. Quasimodo double pin bar or tweezer entry, which is the best entry. Zip. Although some backlash, but zip. Has that got a 15-minute? No, I got nothing. Okay. Copper. I mean, that's a head and shoulders right there. But it's already gone. Or you could make that the shoulder. And that a tiny shoulder. Unlikely to go though. That's always the smallest one that goes. It has the most guarantee. I mean, we'll put a, if you get a big entry bar, why not? Alert on candle signals, bullish confirmed. Once per bar. Target's going to be there. There is no exit, I mean there, I guess. Let's see if there's any news for copper. Ah. It's got bullish divergence. That's good. It could even go higher. I mean, let's be greedy. Can we get up to there? No. We can get halfway there though. Caution. Sentiment conflicts with your trade commission direction. Why? USD is bullish. Consumer sentiment is high even though everyone's unemployed. Consumer credit is 24 billion versus 9 billion. So that's bullish. USD typically means bearish for US dominated commodities like strong dollar, low commodity price. So everyone in America is unemployed, has $24 billion of new debt. We must be heading to some kind of crash, man. Consumer sentiment is high. Come on, America. Everyone's like, oh, I feel good, even though I don't have a job. I tell you a funny joke. What's the difference between a recession and depression? A recession, your neighbor loses a job, and depression, you lose your job. Ha ha ha. Okay, so put sentiment against. Sentiment against. What are we going to give that? Copper. I give it 5 out of 10. And I just want to note here, like it's already gone. It's it's rejected that, right? Because there's a, wait, give me a strong, there's a double rejection of this level. And that level is, like there it's a support, bounce, 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 and then here it's just kind of sitting around it, consolidating. This level's strong. That's even worse though. Let's put a level here. That's a strong. I'm gonna write this one strong and the other one medium. Strongy. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 10 because of the resistance. Our best one so far is US CAD. Euro Turkey, Euro Kiwi. Already gone down. That could be a 15-minute. Head, shoulder, head. I just put a crossing down and closing. Let's just do the whole thing and ask the AI. Hong Kong. So while the AI is thinking about it, we don't have any break of structure. So let's do a need BOS. And then the trade is going to be something like this. We could just put it right up to there. I'll give that 8 out of 10. What does the news say? Neutral. Hong Kong peg. The Hong Kong peg seems to be not a real thing. Give that 5 out of 10 because it's only NZD Hong Kong dollar, because it's only 1 to 1. I mean, your what's our risk to reward? 0. That's not even 1 to 1. So unless we move this down here, 2.5, it could be possible. 6 out of 10. I still prefer US CAD. That's a 15-minute. I should probably 15 on there. Another 15-minute for New Zealand. So the Kiwi, looks like the Kiwi's going to go down because there's 2 Kiwis. Let's just, this one we will just do the Quasimodo entry and just search for bearish confirmed. Once per bar. I'll just ask the NZD CAD 15M HNS. Could easily get down. Let's go to that bar. Is that a line on the way, a blocking line? Let's put a little line here. I don't see anything really. It's a bounce there. Bounce there. So it's like a medium weak. 2 bounces there. Let's make it 2px and right on that medium. I've got medium, yeah. We'll see how we go with that. New Zealand CAD, what does the news say? Sentiment bearish. Bigger support just short. Okay, sentiment bearish. That looks like a good one because this is NZ CAD. NZD CAD. 15-minute. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10 as well. It's the same as USD CAD. So Kiwi and CAD, we're looking at it. Okay, I really like this one. There's a medium support, but there's a good shoot up, which means we might get a good shoot down. We got to the bottom. Great. Okay, so US CAD and New Zealand CAD. Let's compare them. US CAD is a inverted head and shoulders. So these are basically betting against each other. Oh no, it is a head and shoulder. Why did I put inverted? Oh no, it is inverted. Yeah, cool. I had just normal head and shoulders. We could take both. They're both head and shoulder. This one's already gone halfway and used up half of its power, but that's also the shoulder. And this looks like a good short to me. I think we're pretty safe here. That's a pin bar, almost a pin bar pivot. There's a nice little trend line along here. So are we gonna risk $100 on it? Gentle trend line. And we can put it. We can even pick that even better. Okay, back to USD CAD. It's a tie between NZD CAD. Help me decide. So NZD CAD has the hourly problem. When's the next news? 11th. This is 2 a.m. on Wednesday. But we have 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Something that I didn't write very clearly. US retail. I'll just go into 15-minute mode so I can hit 11:30 p.m. Tuesday, 11:30. USD retail sales. So let's have a look. When was the last USD retail sales and how did it affect US CAD? So New Zealand CAD is better. Alignment, bullish CAD, no New Zealander. You're shorting US against CAD, but US had a bullish data. But US had all that unemployment as well. Had all that unemployment. I hope I don't swerve it. It'll be like, oh, you're right. You must be so smart, and I'm wrong. So New Zealand CAD looks better because New Zealand has nothing supported it. If you think the weak employment will dominate, if you want to clean out less noisy setup, and New Zealand has 15-minute as well. Does the bullish can support my short trade. Okay. Okay, NZD CAD. Okay, I haven't analyzed this thing, so I'm gonna go through the whole analysis and get the weekly trend lines and stuff. Let's annotate the whole chart. You can't really trade it unless we can see the past and to some extent the future. So I'm just putting in the weekly trend lines. What happened there, I wonder? We did that, so we're good. That means one. Okay, you go there, and you go wee there. And then we did another one from here to there, and to there, and to there, and to there. See, this is when? 2005. 2005 is the highest it's ever been. Down easy. I'm just going to sing my song while I concentrate. Maybe I should have made this into a separate video. No, this is my own diary, so I guess if people like it, they can watch it, and if they don't like it, they can't watch it. And that's you. If you do watch it, and I mean, I'm happy to share anything I learn. I'll tell you about my life. I am investing 100% into becoming a professional trader. I'm following the system taught by the Trading Academy and Simon Pullen, who invented it. I said what he trades, and he does all right, so and hopefully I've learned from him properly by following the lessons. There's one there. And this is the weird thing with the trend line, because the trend lines were kind of like a supplementary thing in the course, so I don't think they were covered with as many examples as they could be. Like, because it feels weird to me to be drawing lines from 2009 or 2005 to 2014. See, that little low is gonna hit. It's gonna hit all of these now. Should I bother with that one? Probably should. Simon says that if you don't bother with it and it makes you lose a trade, then it's your problem. But then he also says you shouldn't have any lines on your chart that aren't going to help you. So I have to decide, is that line going to help me or not? Missed it. I'll probably go for here. Move that into place. I got the strong magnet on, See here, I got normal magnet. No, that's a lock. Magnet mode. Strong magnet. So you basically can't miss. See, it does feel weird that would, like, normally, as far as I know with trend lines, you don't draw them from that low to something a million miles away. But he's the master, and that's basically what it said in the video, according to my understanding, so I shall obey. See, and they do seem to actually work, which is okay. So that's the proof of the pudding, right? If it works or not, and they do seem to work quite well. Anything I can do here to here? Anything recent? I'll probably get this, that. So we do the weekly trend lines, then we zoom into the daily value zones, which is another thing that Simon invented. So he's going to group all these. Weekly trend lines, lock them all. Any more we can do here? There's a few here we haven't done. So that, oh, that's okay. So that goes to there. We haven't done yet, and there to there, and there to there. Zoom in because this is our new top high that connects everything. There to there. So like in the Tory Trades video, she says a trend line, like you do it to between two. Like she basically just uses trend lines. So she's not setting up 100-year-long trend lines or decade-long trend lines. It's a different. I guess it's a different thing. Same tool, different usage. So a different way to use it. Trend lines being the tool and usage being here to stop. Now look how good it is. Let's zoom in and see if we can see some good trend lines. We could do one from there to there, I guess. Why not? Okay, let's stick all those into the group and lock it and stick it down the bottom of the world. So let's zoom into the hourly where we are now. Let's go back a bit. See, there's a trend line. I just went straight through it though. I didn't. There's a trend line and bounced off it there. There's a weekly trend line. What happened? I just kind of stopped, went through it. That one is getting reacted off. So they are kind of useful. That one didn't. I mean, we're a bit far out in time, I guess, but that one's getting reactions. Look, that one's getting reactions. Reaction. So they kind of work. Daily value zones. Let's go to the end of the world. My music ran out. Beep, bop. Okay, looking for S shapes, like not that. Like that. Could be, but there's no. There should be white space there. There isn't. We're going to call it supply zone, value zone on probation. Lock it for any reason. Okay. Does seem to be pretty well used though. There we go. That's a nice one. Value zone. And measure it. That is 0.29%. That's great. So that is definitely a value zone. And that medium, look at that medium line is right in the middle of that value zone. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, let's keep looking. Is that one? No, that one, no. There's one going up, but it's hitting that one, so it's probably too big. To 1%. I don't want to put them close together like that. There's no white space there, so I'm just going to say no. Whoops. Change instruments by accident. Wait, what was the instrument we were on? The one we're trading, NZ CAD. I must have gone there. Okay, back to daily. And see, that's a big jump. That's a value zone. And that's right next to the one that's on probation. So maybe we should 0.78%. I'll just leave it. I mean, it is what it is. We can't decide. I'll just make it on probation as well. On probation. See, after we do all this, then we can look back at our trade that we're going to enter in 15 minutes. Should, you know, once we've done it once, that's all you have to do, right? So 0.87% value zone. Nothing, and that's one coming down. It's smaller than the other one, so we don't have to measure it. No, nothing. Kind of, but not really. There's no white space there. We're in value zone, so I'm just going to ignore this one. Anything here, and then we can zoom in. That's kind of one. There's just too many value zones. That's not good because it hasn't got any white space. That one, not really. I mean, let's measure between that and that. It's like so tiny. I mean, might as well draw it in for no reason then. Draw it in. Teeny tiny value zone. It's more like a line than a zone. But when you zoom into the hourly, oh look, you know, we can just get rid of that and use this. No, but it hasn't got a white space here. Okay, and these ones are already done. Another reaction there. That's good. Here we go. Bam, bam. That's a clear one. See, white space here, white space there, and a big Z up through. Great. Dun dun dun. Nothing, 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 nothing. Could be. The value zones I'll go all the way back to 2000. And then for the 4 hour head and shoulders, I'll probably just go back to 2020. 5 years. Because I'm lazy. I don't know if it actually helps to have stuff from more than 5 years ago in there for the 4 hour head and shoulders. Okay, here we got any Zs? No. 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 Too messy. That's one, but it's got white space kind of, but not really. I don't really like that one, but if we get a better one, then we'll get a better one. We'll replace it. It seems to be quite reacting though. So you could do that one, but yeah, 2%. 2% is too wide. Okay, there we go. We're nearly at the end, look. That's it, and done. So we'll pack all of those into their own group. Value zones. And now we'll do the 4-hour head and shoulders. First, what have we got? High energy. Sorry, you guys can't hear my music. Go to the end. Okay, so looking for head and shoulders like that. When did that go up to its? Yes, eventually it went up. And just went down. So that's a good head and shoulders. So these 4-hour necklines seem to be really durable. Is that a head and shoulders? Not really. Not a head and shoulders. Yes, a head and shoulders. I mean, that medium line is basically doing it. Oh, and you can also put one here, I guess. Yes, a head and shoulders and a super downward flight. Definitely, technically a head and shoulders. Probably never going to see that neckline again in the future though, unless price goes down to like 0. Head and shoulders here. That's a shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Did it get down to target? I mean, eventually. Let's look at that one. It's mirroring the other one, like almost parallel. Shoulder, head, shoulder. We'll make that the shoulder. And then it went down to target there. Not quite hit, not quite a... Is that one big enough? Yeah. It's got to be a minimum 30 candles from there to there. 31. Just made it. There we go. You're missing out on this trade if I take too long on this. Let's just do those for now and see if we can take the trade. 4-hour necklines. Lock them all. Shove them down the bottom. Go to the 15-minute and head to the end of time. So we've got a rejection candle. We don't have a entry candle, so we can't even do it anyway. We can just update the trade. We need a profit. We've got the alert already set, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look. Can we hit that alert without bearish signal confirmed? So we're ready to go. We've got an alert ready. And USD CAD, what state is that in? So these are the two trades we're looking at. That's got some bearish entry candles. And we can get a 9% gain if it goes to the bottom. Why is it not zooming? Zoom. But it's unlikely to go to the bottom because it's likely to go down to there, and it's basically already gone there. So if we made this shoulder, giant head, giant shoulder, oh, you could say that's a head and shoulders, it went down. That's a shoulder, that's a head. And that's already gone down to take profit. Oh, let me just use this. How come I can't click on that? That's already gone to take profit right there. So if we do this as shoulder, head, shoulder, already had take profit. This giant Quasimodo thing, it might be just my brain hallucinating. But at the same time, we've got higher, like higher high, there's the top of the thing, lower high, lower low, higher low. So it might be basically the start of a new trend, and that's the trend line. And it could make it down to here, right before USD retail sales. So let's just annotate it a bit more. So we're saying this, that's not a 4-hour neckline. I just fade it out and just say possible neckline, and then this becomes a Quasimodo. So that possible neckline could have already been used up. And then we'll just put a little line here. Delete that for now. We'll put it as trade check line. We'll just say possible neckline take profit, which it basically hit there. I'll call it neckline A. Neckline A already hit. Alright. And I'll rename this to neckline A. Okay, fine, just type it. Neckline A target. I rename this to neckline A. Project mode neckline B. So this is our entry right here. There's an M. There's lots of entry candle. There's some support here though. Do we have any strong support lines that are gonna be against us? That's a bounce. That's a medium at least. Bounce. That's a medium strong. Suspect level. 2 pixels. Medium. And then this strong rejection candle came off of something. What did it come off of? Looks like a 1 bounce. I'll call that one a medium too. Now let's go back to NZD CAD. So this is going to be our entry candle. So we're going to targeting that, I guess. This is a 3.6 so 3% gain would be really nice. But bid and ask are quite far between. So see, it's bid, no, ask, medium, bid. So as soon as we go enter, we're going to be up here. This is turning into the candle, but I'm not going to enter until it's confirmed. And then this is their, is this a candle? Is this a resistance line, a support line? So we might want to put, I'm already away from it anyway, so we should be fine. I think we're okay with this one. New Zealand candle is my favorite. We have to wait for that candle to finish the... Okay, thank you for watching my show. Is there anything else we want to look at? US 5 note, the T notes. Treasury note. Oh look, 7 out of 10 for pound Hong Kong. Let's have a look at that. We are, that's head, shoulder, giant head, shoulder. But you could also draw a neckline here and call that a shoulder and that a head. The same thing, we've got a neckline B, which is already, that's already reached target. And then this is neckline A. Which has not reached target. But here you can see a strong downtrend, and if you draw a trend line in there, like that, gentle trend. Oh, I got an alert, and that's a gentle trend, and it's broken up out of it. The higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low. So we're in, if the trend's going to continue, we're looking pretty good. And now would be the time to end it. This is the 15-minute. Wait, are we doing 1 hour 15-minute? Pound Hong Kong, they don't write it down, did I? But it is 1 hour. And that would be the end then. That's a neckline B, 15-minute. Neckline A, it's still got that higher low there. That's kind of it's very very iffy. Okay, let's have a look at our alert. Let me just circle pound Hong Kong on my chart so I don't forget it. That was a 7 out of 10. Okay, let's have a look at our signals. Weak sentiment against us, so we'll have to move this. That's a big entry candle right there, so we could, this is Singapore, Japan on the 15-minute. It's got a strong resistance, and it's basically may have already hit where it's going, so we don't really like that. Hong Kong, Japan. So many 10 minutes have gone past since we started. It's not really a trade, is it? I mean, that's basically, that thing basically, what it calls, it invalidates the whole thing. This is Singapore, this is Hong Kong, Japan. Okay, so we're good. That higher high invalidates it. Okay, thank you for watching my show. I will put it up and I'll let you know if I make any trades on the next video, I guess. Bye.